What I'd like to start talking about is the access of acquisitions as related primarily to print acquisitions. So if we may get started, I will talk about the processes that different libraries use. Many libraries are different, but acquisitions are the same across library. Now, there are general thoughts that I'd like to say about acquisitions. First, that acquisitions needs to be done on a regular and a timely basis. In many libraries, there are departments with several employees or just a few employees that are involved in the acquisitions or ordering of materials. And they do not want, nor should they have to get, all the orders at one time. The orders should come in to the acquisitions department on a regular basis. As a collection development person, you should take a look at how much money you have to spend on collections and then divide those collections on a monthly basis and then order them monthly. Now, mind you that there might be a variety of issues, such as a particular field might have a good number of publications more in one month than another month. That is obvious. But what you should attempt to do at all possibilities is to order your budget on a monthly basis and divide it by about 11 months. That is because most places operate on a 12-month basis, and you need to get your budget in order so that it comes in within 10 to 11 months. So break it down to 11 months, and then order that much each month. In this way, the ordering department has to process the books that are on order and process the books once they're received. They do not get held all at once by all the people ordering books, and you do not want them to work harder than necessary, nor should you work harder than necessary. So break your budget down to about 11 months and then order that on a monthly basis, and you'll find that things move quite well. Now, there are different methods of ordering. For example, you can use a variety of selection tools and determine the titles necessary for the library and collection. For example, if you're ordering books in nonfiction, you use a variety of catalogs, you use a variety of online systems, and you use a variety of reviewing techniques. Academics might use the Chronicle of Higher Education. The book library might use NPR ratings, New York Times ratings. I am going to have an assignment a little bit later where you look at your field of interest and list a number of resources that you would use in your particular area. The best way to do this would be to examine your area, look at things like good books or a variety of tools that may be specific to yours, like Kirkus or something else. Depends on if you're doing schools, if you're doing academic, or if you're doing public libraries. In many cases, they're different. In some cases, they're the same. But for example, a public library is not going to use the Chronicle of Higher Education or the Chronicle to determine titles for them. The other issue is that you need to find the method that the ordering department uses and work with them. Originally, the method I used a variety of 3x5 cards, acquisition slips that were given to me by the department, approval ratings, and, of course, catalogs related to the field. Because I did, in much of my life, I did chemistry, I also used journals that were in chemistry that had reviews. Chemical and Engineering News, the American Chemical Society, a variety of these publications listed journals specific to the field. Science and Nature also listed titles. And in many cases, there were reviews of the titles, so I could take a look at them. Every field of study uses a variety of different catalogs or tools, and you have to know those for the field that you're working in. There are, of course, electronic methods that allow a collection development librarian to enter directly onto the site where books will be ordered. Baker and Taylor specifically. There are other vendors. Now, an example. My library prefers 3x5 cards. They happen to be old catalog cards that we use to put the information on there that is necessary for the acquisitions department to place the orders correctly. Some people place their orders directly into the system themselves. The orders are then, these 3x5 cards are then placed into a box or a catalog drawer and arranged by the main entry of the record. If you had to take cataloging, I've got a link here that talks about the main entry of a catalog card. By understanding the main entry of a catalog card, you also have a good handle on how records are found in computer systems. If you take cataloging, you'll learn it. If you do not take cataloging, you should take a look at the record in your computer catalog and see how the books are entered. There's usually a methodology where you can look at the MARC record or the machine-readable cataloging record that is in the computer catalog. Now, a short library history, talking about those, of course. Card catalogs were arranged for public use, and they're arranged by the author of a publication or the editor of a publication, the title of the publication, and the subject of the publication. Usually with catalog cards you had anywhere from 2 to 3 subjects, sometimes 4, but usually around 2 to 3. The cards provided information about the book, which included the physical description, and as I said, about 3 subject entries. The staff had access to another card set that was in a location located in the staff area and not accessible by patrons. This was called the shelf list, and it was arranged by the call number. By using the shelf list, you knew exactly what should be on your shelf because, of course, it was arranged by call number. You could grab the shelf list card and take the shelf list cards and go against your actual catalog and determine what is on the shelf and what isn't when you also compared it to the circulation record. The shelf list cards also contain pencil notations about the book. Perhaps when it was ordered, any particular type of information that the library utilized about the book that was not on the printed card that they would add. Now, today you use, of course, an electronic catalog, which has additional information. For example, you can search by the keyword of an entry. Another nice thing about catalog records is they include often the picture of the book, and they also include a more complete list of the book, including the table of contents of the book. Electronic catalogs lend themselves to ordering electronically. Selection can be done in print and given to acquisitions who enter the information, or you can enter the information directly. You can order electronic materials directly, and sometimes they need to be approved by the Acquisitions department. This, of course, depends on the library's policies. No matter the method of ordering, rules are roughly the same. That is, order regularly throughout the year, allow the Acquisitions department and book processing departments to have a regular work schedule that gives them not too little work nor too much. It also allows the director and those who work with budgets to see that the flow throughout the year is correct, and the director or the various units will have the opportunity to make changes necessary to the library's budget in order to order things correctly. It also allows the shelving work the shelving unit within the library to work on a consistent level to make certain that there is room on the shelf for the materials on order. If there's too little room, they give you information about waiting, or you may have to do some shifting. But by ordering on a regular basis, it gives them time to be able to do that. Collection development policies. There is a guide selection that is referred to as the collection development policy. The collection development policy does not dictate the specific items that you order, but provides guidance to the things that you order. It makes certain that the collection covers the areas that must be purchased in order to meet the policy's direction. The collection development policy is used both by the library and the staff, but it's also available for public to be able to see what the library purchases, in the sense of these are things that we are interested in getting and these are things that we may not be interested in getting. The collection development policy also includes aspects of ordering, such as how to request items and how to dispute items. Also provides some direction perhaps in weeding. Take a look at the collection development policy. It comes from the needs assessment. In other words, you have done a needs assessment of the library, so you know what areas that you need to purchase, and the collection development policy then explains those areas that you're collecting. It's important to maintain a good order of selection. In other words, it's important for the selector to maintain good files on a regular basis. Use the catalog system to create these files in addition to perhaps personal files. You'll find that Excel is often a good choice, or any particular spreadsheeting program is a good choice in order for the selector to maintain a good record. In my library, Excel is used in a shared cataloging in a shared database system, so that everyone has access to see what other people have ordered. Particularly me as the director, I'm able to look at the access files and see how the orders go on a smooth cycle. I know how much money each person has to order, and I know where they are in the year. I know what titles they've ordered. More important, from my perspective, when I determine how much money a particular selector has, I'm able to put in a number that allows them to order that many dollars, and then as they order, I can see how they go throughout the year financially. You put in a degree of information that you find necessary into your Excel file. Sometimes it can be as simple as just the title, where it was ordered, how much it might cost, along with the date or any received notification. In other words, you put in as little or as much information as you find necessary. Do you have any other information that you'd like to know? Please let me know in the discussion page of any questions or comments that you have. Thank you.